Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Cycling Dane Extra channel. Chris Froome has, of course, made the case recently for banning time trial bikes in professional racing, suggesting using road bikes would be safer and fairer. It is true, of course, that time trial bikes don't handle as well as the normal road bike. The brakes are definitely not as good as the road bike as well, but the riders who are using these time trial bikes in competitions are, of course, the best cyclists on the planet. Froome, of course, has had a lot of success on a TT bike, going from winning races and even medaling in the Olympics, plus taking stage wins in Grand Tours. However, these comments from Froome come just 2 weeks after his former teammate from Ineos Grenadiers, Egan Bernal, of course, suffered a serious crash while training on his Pinarello time trial bike in Colombia. And like Egan Bernal, Froome himself has also suffered a career-threatening crash, which he still somewhat is battling from. And that, of course, happened on a training ride on his TT bike at the 2019 Criterium du Dauphiné. The 36-year-old has also reiterated Tom Pidcock's comments about the time trial bikes being too dangerous for training on public roads. But Froome has also gone the extra mile to suggest using road bikes for official competitions is unsafe. So what is the problem with time trial bikes in pro races? I don't really understand it myself, as the roads are closed, and these are, of course, as I said, some of the best bike handlers in the world. But the problem I would have seen is if it was in open traffic, as we see in amateur events, such as in the UK, where we sometimes have fatalities during some of these events, as they are on big roads. We can't really put anything past that. But on the professional circuit where roads are closed, I don't really understand it. Sorry, Chris. And if it were up to the UCI to suddenly make this change to make it safer for the riders, this would be quite detrimental, as we would see a lot of these unique advances as we've seen in cycling technology just disappear, and taking the sport back another step. We've seen this with road bikes, where the innovations are very limited to the regulations that have been given by the UCI, particularly the weight limit, if you look at that. But it would also mean that technological battles such as Laurent Fillon versus Greg LeMond back in 1989, where we saw the skis come for the first time and win it for Greg LeMond, just disappear. So yeah, maybe for the purists, it would be an ideal scenario where you see all your favorite stars go up against each other on very similar equipment. But that is the case anyway for the time trial bikes. And yeah, many riders change the time trial bike anyway out for the mountain time trials. So in reality, is Chris Froome saying this because he really believes it would be safer for pro cyclists? Or is it to show support for his former teammate, Egan Bernal? But again, if you're a bit more cynical, you could also say that suddenly Chris Froome is in the conversation as well. And of course, he is the ambassador for Quadlocks and Israel Premier Tech, and wants to get that exposure. And once again, he's touched on a subject that could potentially create this conversation that we have in the cycling world. He did that with disc brake versus rim brakes last year. So if you're a bit more cynical like me, I think this might just be a bit of a publicity stunt, but also just to show some support for Egan Bernal. But in terms of what I think time trial bikes are still good for competition. I don't see any reason to ban them for the pro cyclist. I would say that I don't like seeing time trial bikes on open roads with cars and so forth, not for upholding traffic, more the safety of the riders. But yeah, it would be great if they could even close roads in the UK for amateur events, but that's not going to be happening anytime soon. But I agree with Tom Pidcock and Chris Froome that TT bike training in live traffic is not a great idea. But anyways, that's what I think about this. Make sure to let me know down below what you think of this potentially controversial topic from Chris Froome. And yeah, if you're a time trialist, let me know if you agree with this as well. I'm by no means a TT rider. So as always, thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the Cycling Dane Extra. Help us get to 1,000 subs. And yeah, what more is there to say than have a good day.